Hey critics, and welcome back to the Critic Chronicles YouTube channel where you get commentary reviews and tabloid news. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Hey critics, you know what time it is. It's time for critical news you can use. And up first, let's talk about Tyra Banks. As we all know, y'all, she's under fire for America's Next Top Model. Says season 5 contestant Lisa D. Amato in the expose Dirty Rotten Scandals. She basically claims that, of course, America's Next Top Model was not a modeling contest, but a psychological warfare. Okay, well, she's not the only one. There's several people who think that, but I want to take it back real quick to, of course, a time where we knew Tyra Banks to be a different Tyra Banks than what it sounds like some are trying to paint her to be as of right now. This is actually from a book that I got through Libby, which is a free streaming platform made possible through our local library. It's by Susan K. Mitchell, and this is what she had to actually say about Tyra. This was her last time that she actually walked in the Victoria's Secret model show prior to this final time that she did it, right? So she just did it again. I think it was last year, 2025, or maybe it was 2024, one of the years, forgive me. Tyra Banks also did a final walk back in 2005 as well. So it was the TV broadcast of 2005 Victoria's Secret fashion show where Tyra Banks walked down the runway, cameras flashed, and music blared. She had 6-foot long black wings tied to her shoulders. It was also the last time that Tyra would work as a model. So that was the time that she was actually retiring. Additionally, she said that she wanted to begin a brand new chapter in her life. She says, "I felt like it was important to walk away while I was still on top," said Tyra, "to leave modeling before modeling actually left me." Now, there's a lot of people that actually leave on top as well. Remember, Oprah actually did the same thing. There's been other TV shows, other folks who basically leave on top. But you know, the folks will say, critics will let you know that a lot of the times it's easier to leave on top. You don't want to be leaving when it's like, you know, in the middle of chaos, do you? Yeah. People magazine also put Tyra Banks in their 50 most beautiful people issue twice. In this shot from the 2005 Victoria's Secret fashion show, Tyra shows why she makes the list. As a reminder, last year she also walked in the final show as well for Victoria's Secret. I loved seeing her walk. She was a little thick, but it doesn't even matter, honey. She still made that stuff look good. It ain't what you wear, it's how you wear it. In 2003, though, Tyra moved to the other side of the runway. She created the TV show America's Next Top Model. She wanted a program to show what really goes on in the modeling industry. She said she also wanted to help young models get their start. She says, "I tell people not to give up on their dream. I had people tell me that I'm too black, not black enough. So many things," said Tyra. "All you need is for one person to say yes." That positive attitude and desire to help others has taken Tyra a very long way. She not only had America's Next Top Model, but you know, Tyra Banks also had the Tyra Banks Show, all of the things. So Tyra's an entrepreneur all within herself. She also has is it Schmei's, which is the ice cream shop that she also has as well. But yeah, back into the now. I also mentioned this in one of my Jenna and Chanel episodes, just kind of about the sort of controversy that's around America's Next Top Model. And Tyra, she confesses that she did go too far and cross the lines at times. However, it was very, very intense. And in the new Netflix expose reality check inside America's Next Top Model, Tyra candidly reflects on the past that she played and the role basically that she played as a host, as a judge, and as a mentor to the contestants. Now, while I'm talking about how some of the contestants felt about it, there are many people who are actually proud of Tyra for taking accountability of the fact that, hey, there were times where things did not quite go, you know, the way that they should have gone. And there was some toxic moments that happened. In fact, in People Magazine's latest issue, the February 23rd issue to be exact, she admits the highly controversial like race swapping photo shoots that were an issue. They were basically in cycles 4 and 13. The models posed in photos where their races were changed, leading some women to be in blackface and others to appropriate Native American culture. Banks says she didn't think it was controversial at the time. She claims that she wanted to show the world that brown and black is beautiful. The Cycle 4 shoot for Got Milk, for example, landed poorly with audiences, but the show chose to do it again just a few years later when they tasked models with portraying mixed heritage. Looking at the show now through the 2020 lens, Banks says it's an issue, and I understand 100% why. I will say that I'm glad that actually Tyra determined that she was actually going to be a part of this show instead of just kind of letting them take the narrative, because it does allow her to have a voice in all of the things. And we know, of course, how the models have felt over the years. They've come out, they've said things. Eva, though, Marcel, which is probably the last cycle I watched, so forgive me. I know I missed a whole lot of seasons, but I was at the beginning of when, Tyra came out with the show, the reality TV shows. So I watched like the first few seasons, but after that I got lost in the sauce of, young teenage life, or should I say late teenage life, and all of the things that happen with that. So I kind of just kind of have kept up with like different clips or people who love the show and followed up with them. But yeah, Tyra is allowing herself to, she's not hiding from the backlash. She's leaning into it. So yeah, she also admit that she crossed the line when she screamed at Tiffany Richardson on camera. But be mad at me, y'all. Y'all feel free to be mad at me. I'm not mad about this one because we needed this in our life. That's the girl. Remember that she told her. She said we were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you, y'all. We needed that. Like, that is one of the best memes ever, girl. We love that line. I use that still today. Honey, these people have no idea. Okay. Now I'm done. I'm going too far. But yeah, of course, several models recall how their participation on the show hindered their career, including Cycle 4's Kenya Hill. She says that she couldn't use her America's Next Top Model photos to get work because they were overly themed, while Cycle 8's Dion Walters says multiple trips to New York never resulted in representation. Cycle 6 winner Danny Evans says that she was told designers didn't want to work with her because she was seen as a reality star. Fighting back tears, she recalls a later phone call with Banks, who Evans says acknowledged knowing Evans was struggling and admitting that she did nothing to help. It was messed up, Evans says. They just threw me to the wolves. So some of the careers did not quite turn out the way maybe the ladies thought that maybe, they imagined them to be. But while that is life, everybody sounds like they're able to sort of share their story and just talk about their experience. And that includes Tyra as well. What I really want to also know is kind of what happened with the judges as well. So I'm looking forward to that part too. I know that Manuel, one of the judges in the documentary, according to the article and People, Manuel remembers the tone of America's Next Top Model sort of shifting around Cycle 8 in 2007. And as the show grew more dramatic, he claims that Banks told the creative team that they needed to keep it entertaining to ensure its survival. Feeling, though, increasingly disconnected from the work, Manuel decided that it was time to leave. He emailed Banks. He thanked her for the opportunity, explained that he wanted to move on with his life and career. But 3 days later, he says that she replied with a single line, "I am disappointed." Though Manuel was persuaded to stay on the show, he says their relationship never actually recovered. So that's going to be one of the things to also just sort of unpack as well as the movie comes out. I think it comes out actually today. So yeah, shout out to America's Next Top Model. I'm looking forward to the story. Shout out to People, who has a nice spread about Tyra Banks and sort of what they're considering to be the dark reality behind America's Next Top Model. There, yeah. So if you want to catch that article, remember, as a reminder, most of the information as well as the articles that I have on today is either through Libby or Hoopla, which are both free streaming platforms made possible through our local library. Now, Tyra Banks also actually has a book that her and her mother did that's actually a resource as well that I'm going to talk about here in a minute. But I want to recap real quick on a recent interview that she did within the last 6 months, I'll say, interview that she did where she brought her mom to tears with a special tribute on today. Tyra and her mom are very close. Her mom, Caroline, she's the one who helped her, of course, like through the industry and through many of the challenges as well. And also Tyra has a brother and they're really, really close. But let's get into this interview that she actually did on today.
And with their strength. And Tyra, I'm pretty sure I know where you got it.
You got that right. My mama, Carolyn, has been my rock throughout my entire life. And I am so glad that she is here with us today. Hi, Mommy.
Hi. Mama Carolyn. Well, I know you think you're here to talk about Tyra, but actually we're surprising you a little because Tyra wanted to share something with you.
What? Oh, gosh. My mama has done so much for me. You have done so much. And I wanted to share our journey. I wanted to share the incredible sacrifices that my mom has made and the life lessons that you have taught me. So I want you to look right there, Mama. Take a look. Take a look. Growing up with my mother was beautiful. It was an adventure. My mom was so playful. But at the same time, she would say, now don't forget, I'm your mama. So I know we were just having fun. Now get your butt up and go wash them dishes. You know, so there was this balance. So we went from a 3-bedroom house to a divorce and a 1-bedroom apartment. I remember laying on the floor with her, like bonding, and then her putting me to bed at night with my brother in the same bedroom. And then later, she got a pull-out couch, and that was like a bedroom to her. But my mother never let those times feel bad to us. We painted the walls together. And I remember the first day we moved into that apartment, she said, in 1 year, we're going to have a 2-bedroom apartment. And that first day in that 2-bedroom apartment, she said, in 1 year, we're going to have a 3-bedroom apartment. But a 3-bedroom apartment means 3 jobs for Mama. So I really didn't get to see her. But on Friday nights, that was our time to go get ice cream together. She said we needed our girl time. And we would sit in the car and she would talk to me about all of her jobs and all of the sacrifice that she was doing.
Now, that part I didn't know. I didn't realize that the ice cream, you know, I told you that she has her ice cream business, or I think it's Schmei's, and there's a few stores that she's actually opened. I didn't realize that ice cream was such a throwback for her. Like it's a memory for her and her mom that she had as a kid growing up when they used to share stories on Friday night. So yeah, I didn't know that. So I had to stop and I had to throw that in there.
To get another bedroom, and it worked. And so I understood sacrifice, hard work, dedication, reward. I was faced, after graduating from high school, go to the college I'd chosen, or had this opportunity to try Paris Fashion Week. And I went to her and I said, Mama, what should I do? And first of all, she said, that's your decision. And I was like, what? No, you're my mom. I need you to tell me what to do. She said, that's your decision. And if you do decide to choose Paris, I support that. But it's Paris fashion business. So you need to study and understand. I was like, oh, let me show you, Mama. So this was before the internet. So I opened up the yellow pages, that big book, and I just looked at fashion, and I booked 25 fashion shows that first season. Nobody had ever done that. And I hear that nobody ever has since.
Not Tyra reminding us and letting us know. She's like, let me tell you what I did. Ain't nobody else did it. And I don't think they did it today, even though I'm speaking years later. Catch that. Catch it.
My mother was backstage with me a lot at fashion shows. She was my support. And there was one season when I was booking less fashion shows because my body was changing and it was getting thicker and curvier. And my modeling agent told her that 8 fashion shows didn't want to book me because I was curvier. And I start to cry and I'm like, you know, I gave up college for this. I guess I'll not eat as much. I'll run around the block in Italy every day. And she says, oh, no. You know what we're going to do? And I was like, what, Mama? She said, we're going to go eat pizza. And she says, I'll be damned if you starve yourself for this business. That's not who you are. That's not what your body is. You're going to be a curvy girl. And you can embrace and accept that.
1, 2, 3, turn around!
I decided to create an ice cream company in honor of the dreams, in honor of that sacrifice, and also the bond that we have. She had no idea what I had built.
Oh my God, it's huge! I thought it was going to be a little ice cream store.
I cried every single day looking at that because, yes, I've had a modeling career. My mom was there with me by my side, but modeling happened to me. It wasn't my dream, but ice cream is my life. I have sacrificed so much in my heart and soul, so to have that reaction from my mother, and from where it's from, with starting in that car eating ice cream with her and dreaming, it's just like, it's still, and this is not the last time I'm gonna cry. I want to let her know, I know that she's been through a lot, more than the world knows. She's been through a lot. And that it's time for her now to just take care of herself. And I want to let her know that she did a good job.
After speaking on...
So that is basically Tyra honoring her mother on Today with Jenna and Friends. Tyra also served as a co-host while she was there on the show as well. And she basically honors her mother here. And again, when it comes to the ice cream, I just did not register that was a component of something that was so memorable for Tyra and, of course, her mom. But let's go ahead and get back to the interview.
We're all crying.
We're all crying.
Oh,
Mama.
thank you. Oh, Mama Carolyn. Thank you. That was so beautiful to hear, Tyra. How much your mom has sacrificed for you and your family.
And she continues to.
So a lot of tears and emotions. I'm going to kind of go forward here a little bit so we can kind of get to a little bit more of the meat of the interview. But I want to just kind of allow Tyra's mother to just kind of share a little bit of what her experience has been like on that side of things, because they have been through the ringer in this business for an extended period of time. And I know that a lot of girls are saying things like, hey, you know, I went through it when it came to like America's Next Top Model, and there was mistakes, of course, that was made along the way. But the truth of the matter is the industry is cold-blooded. We hear what's going on. We hearing the truth about what's happening. Epstein files to what the rich really do, you know, Diddy and what his crew did behind the scenes. Even you can go as far as the pedophilia things that R. Kelly did as well. It's a lot of just disgusting things that happens in the industry that people don't even realize, or at the level of where people have enough money where they can buy anything and anybody, because folks say that folks can't be bought, but that's not true. Moving on.
Have to make the dreams come true.
Yes.
You do.
Yeah.
And what are you doing? I always used to say, think about what you're going to do in life. Be prepared.
Mm-hmm. Now you see your daughter, who is an entrepreneur. She's a role model. She's had this illustrious career, and she's a mom. She gets to be a mom just like you. What is it like watching her get to do that?
I had to wait a long time.
These eggs were almost finished.
A lot of grandchildren and great-grandchildren through her brother. And then when she had a baby, it was very different for me.
Yeah.
Because with my son, he had wives, and they connected with their mothers.
Yeah.
And this was the first time I could do it to where she was
and she's the best grandmom in the world. They're best friends. They're best friends.
So yeah, I had to make sure that I play that because I love a good bond between like a mother and a daughter, you know. I know that there's always like friction, even if you have a great relationship with your mom. There's always that friction because y'all got a whole lot more alike than you all not alike, right? A lot of time that's really the truth. Anyway, with that being said, I had to make sure to play that as well. But yeah, shout out to Tyra and the brand new documentary that's actually going to be coming out. The name of the documentary here is called Reality Check Inside America's Next Top Model. There's also some resources as well on Hoopla and Libby, which is both free streaming platforms made possible through our local library that I've kind of talked about throughout this episode. There's a movie with Tyra Banks from 1999 called Love Stinks. It also has Bill Bellamy in it. I don't know. I think it's been a long time since I've seen that movie. It's from the 2000s. Perfect is Boring, which is a book. It's 10 things my crazy, fierce mama Caroline taught me about beauty, booty, and being a boss, which we can hear as well from this episode. Ain't nothing changed. Model Land is a book that Tyra wrote, and it was inspired by Tyra's life as a supermodel, and a book that is about America's Next Top Model. It's called You Want to Be on Top. It's a book that goes behind the scenes of America's Next Top Model with this powerful memoir by one of the contestants. Her name was Sarah Hartshore. She was in cycle 9. And she was the only plus size model during that cycle. As a reminder, here at the Critic Chronicles, our goal is to provide quality but juicy content from websites, digital magazines, and tabloids, most of which are sourced from our public libraries. Research from the National Library of Medicine show that there are an estimated 17,000 public libraries nationwide, totaling 4 million visits each day. Public libraries are civic organizations that are committed to providing invaluable resources beyond books that are free and open to the public. Get your library card to access thousands of resources today. And we are hosting Blogmas in honor of Black History Month, and we will release a video every day in the month of February 2026. We are also using this as a kickoff to 1,000 subscribers, so tell a critic of a critic to subscribe, baby. And also be sure to subscribe to our backup channel, Hey Critics, also linked in the show notes. Thanks again for tuning in to the Critic Chronicles YouTube channel, where you get commentary, reviews, and tabloid news. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload.